What's going on, world? Richard Green here. Well, came to y'all this morning to have a little talk. All right. So I titled this one "Let Your Character Speak for You." All right. So I was thinking, and over the last month, I've been blessed to be able to talk to two very distinguished individuals. I've had the opportunity to talk to the current uh, the current Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force and the incoming Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. All right, and that's the equivalent to our Sergeant Major of the Army. And right now, I want to brag on these two leaders, uh, Chief Master Sergeant. The Senior Chief Master Sergeant K. Wright and Joe Bass. I want to brag on these two leaders because they're the type of leaders that I grew up with. They're they were very intelligent, uh, outside of the box thinkers. You know, they care about people, and most of all, they care about a lot of stuff. And the reason that I titled my talk this morning what I titled it is because of the impact that these leaders made. A lot of times when you going through your walk in life, especially in our profession, you'll hear a lot of people say things like, "You're doing too much." I would submit this to you: they ain't doing enough. They ain't doing enough. Anytime somebody tell you you doing too much, you tell them that they ain't doing enough. Because a lot of times, what it is they telling you you doing too much because you making them look bad. They lazy. They lazy. Or they had this sweet gig before you showed up all hungry and ready to get after it. And now they got to do more because you're doing more. So as long as you are out there taking care of America's sons and daughters, and someone tries to submit to you that you're doing too much, you submit back to them that they ain't doing enough. All right. And the reason I want to bring up these two leaders, K. Wright and Joe Bass, is that they are so distinguished and they are doing so well that other leaders got two choices. They can get in line or they can get out the way. It's that simple. They can get in line or they can get out the way. That's the way that it should be. And I'm not sitting here advocating saying that we don't need to teach, coach, and mentor. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is this: laziness cannot be tolerated. It can't. It can't be tolerated. There's a line in UCMJ that says, what is it? That famous line, is counter productive to good order and discipline in a unit. That's what laziness is. Laziness is the natural enemy of discipline. It is. Laziness is discipline's most natural enemy, because when you're sitting there, all right, and there's something that you need to do, and you can't get out. And I ain't gonna say can't, but you just don't want to get out there, and there's no good reason. You're perfectly capable of doing it. You're not sick. You have all of your limbs. You have good health, and you're just like, I just don't want to do it. That's laziness. That's exactly what that is. That is laziness. So I want to tell y'all this: be the type of leader that challenges other leaders through your dang on through the example that you set. Let your character speak for you. Let your character speak for you. You ain't gotta run out here and beat on your chest and yelling and cursing. You ain't gotta do all that. Let your character speak for you. If you let your character speak for you and you are consistent, you won't have no issues. It's that easy. But if you got some character flaws, then you need to work on them. Not being able to apologize to people when you're wrong, that's a character flaw. That is a character flaw. If you cannot admit when you are wrong and you cannot apologize to people when you're wrong, that is absolutely a character flaw. And that is something that you need to work on, because people aren't going to be willing to follow you. And that transparency. Once again, I'm going to go back to those two leaders I just talked about, the Senior Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, the current and the upcoming. Very transparent. Very transparent. It was a breath of fresh air to talk to the both of them. And I'm not saying that we don't have leaders like that in the Army. I'm just saying that these are two leaders that I recently talked to who I had a very good conversation with, and they were inspiring. All right. We have many leaders like that in the Army, but I'm talking about these two right now. I'm talking about these two right now. All right. So once again, I want to send a shout out to the both of them, tell them thank you. Uh, Even though we're in different services, we all look at each other and we gain motivation from all different types of places. There's all types of leadership, and there's a type of leadership that's called indirect leadership, where you're not even in charge of somebody. You may not physically be there with them, but your actions may influence them and how they conduct themselves. Okay, so let your character speak for you. All right, be consistent, be transparent, and work on character flaws if you have them. Okay. All right, world. That's all I had today. So probably next week we're gonna start this whole series on failure. We're gonna start the series on failure, and it's gonna be a good one. All right. I got some other stuff lined up for you. Uh, Probably gonna have special guests on Monday at 1900 on Let's Talk About It. And I got two more lined up for you. I got one of my brothers, David Sanders, and then I got Sylvester Jenkins coming on. And at some point, I got a whole bunch of people lined up. We're gonna just have a whole lot of good conversations. Hey, tune in. If you want to talk leadership, this the place to come. We got you. All right. I'm bringing leaders from all walks of life out here so that they can talk to you. Okay. We're going to be transparent. We're going to be transparent. One of the things that I like to talk about the most is this: is like, look, I this is the reason that it's important to be transparent and not fake things. If I'm transparent with you and you connect with me because I'm transparent, because I've went through the same things, or we've had similar challenges in life, then I can attract you to do what it is that we're doing. That's the importance of transparency with leaders. That is how people connect with people, by you being transparent and letting people know, like, look, I've made mistakes before. I have, but they were just that. They were mistakes. I learned from them. I didn't go back and repeat them multiple times. All right. It was a mistake. We got a mistake of the mind and we got a mistake of the heart. The mistake of the mind is what a mistake of the heart is. I just didn't know no better and I did it. A mistake of the mind is I knew better and still chose to do the wrong thing. The mistake of the heart, we can deal with that. That's a training issue. It's a maturity issue. You just didn't know. The mistake of the mind, oh, that's something else. And we can deal with that too. But it ain't gonna be handled lightly. All right. So once again, everybody, thank you for joining me here on Let's Talk About It. Everybody be blessed. We love you all. If you need anything, reach out. Like I said, I want to go ahead and try to help develop 25 leaders within the next 2 years. I got a couple people that's gonna hit me up on that. Come on out, give me a holler, and we'll get started. We're all about helping each other, like they say, iron sharpens iron. But hey, as always, it's my distinct pleasure to be able to talk to y'all. And life is a choice, and we're dependent on you to choose well. Hey, we'll be talking to you soon. Signing off.